Charles Laughton names the gay actors of old Hollywood. He knew we're in the closet, and wait till you hear who's at the top of his list. This so-called king of masculinity once wrote poetry for his co-star by candlelight. Ready to have your illusions shattered? Step into the velvet-draped lounges of 1940s Hollywood, where the real drama never played out on screen. Every night, as the searchlights spun across Sunset Boulevard, whispered rumors swirled through the palms, stories of forbidden love and secret alliances, all hiding in plain sight. Can you picture a world where your greatest fear isn't a box office flop, but being spotted holding the wrong hand at midnight? In this world, Charles Laughton, brilliant, eccentric, and undeniably watchful, held court as both confidant and chronicler. As he sipped gin at Romanoff's and traded sly glances on studio lots, Laughton quietly filled a mental ledger. Tonight, we thumb through those gilded pages and ask, which legendary faces wore the biggest masks? And before you vanish into the shadows, hit that subscribe, so you never miss the truths Hollywood tried to bury. Born in the salty air of Scarborough, England, Charles Laughton emerges into the world in 1899, a hotelier's son destined for whispers and applause. Even as a child, he's the odd one out, a round-faced dreamer with a booming voice, reading Dickens out loud while other boys kick footballs across the moor. The family expects he'll inherit the seaside inn, but Laughton craves something more intoxicating: the stage. After surviving a muddy tour in World War I, Laughton haunts London's West End, quickly earning a reputation as a method actor decades before anyone coined the term. Critics hail him as unclassifiable, unpredictable, and most of all, unforgettable. In 1929, he sets sail for Broadway, storming New York with the force of a one-man tempest, bulldozing his way into the American consciousness. Hollywood notices. By 1932, he's in Los Angeles, already intimidating moguls with a Shakespearean scowl and rolling R's that threaten to chip the paint off studio doors. His career skyrockets with The Private Life of Henry VIII, earning him an Academy Award and cementing his place as both box office titan and character actor king. He cashes colossal checks, dines with royalty, and, most dangerously, collects secrets. What the cameras miss. Laughton's private life is a dance of veiled gestures and stolen moments. He marries Elsa Lanchester, forming a curious union that's more Club of Outsiders than passion-fueled romance. In the garden, Elsa reads Virginia Woolf. In the den, Charles nervously chain-smokes, haunted by the knowledge that to be openly gay in 1930s, Hollywood is to risk not just scandal, but exile. Yet, his home becomes a quiet sanctuary for the eccentric, the outcast, the terrified, where safe company and clever code words reign. On set, he's a magnet for rebels and runaways. James Whale, the haunted director, Montgomery Clift, shivering with charisma, even Marlene Dietrich, who refuses all boxes. Laughton shields his friends with a mix of British wit and well-placed threats. But the price is high. Constant paranoia, blackmail attempts, and the ever-looming shadow of Luella Parsons' gossip column. Still, Laughton refuses to play the victim. Instead, he weaponizes his outsider status, turning his knowledge into a form of leverage. Studio bosses soon learn, cross Charles, and he might just accidentally drop your darkest secret at Chasen's. But there's a deeper current. For every rumor he spreads, he buries 10 more. Out of loyalty, perhaps, or pity. Through the 40s and 50s, Laughton's legend only grows. He directs The Night of the Hunter, delivers volcanic performances in Mutiny on the Bounty and Witness for the prosecution, and, through it all, cultivates a reputation as the man who knows everything but says almost nothing. Lovers, betrayals, broken friendships, late-night confessions, all end up in the blacklist of his memory. All those battles carved a blacklist into his memory, one he's finally ready to share. Late in life, he finally opened his private notebook. Here are the 10 gay actors he knew were hiding in plain sight. Carrie Grant. A heat wave rolls through Beverly Hills in 1940, and Carrie Grant is seen poolside, laughing a little too long with a young man in crisp tennis whites. Laughton, sipping iced tea from behind dark glasses, observes the scene, memorizing every sly touch and inside joke. The town is abuzz about Grant's bachelor living arrangements with Randolph Scott, but both men dodge questions with dazzling smiles. Hollywood insiders allege Laughton once remarked, "The best leading men keep their hearts in locked drawers, but Grant's has a secret compartment, velvet-lined." In Tinseltown, what you don't say is often louder than what you do, but the next name? Even Grant called him untouchable. Rock Hudson. On a blustery 1954 morning at Universal Studios, Rock Hudson towers over the crowd, broad-shouldered, impossibly handsome, always flanked by handlers. Laughton, appearing on a nearby soundstage, notices the coded glances exchanged with a set decorator. Rumors ripple, but Hudson's studio orchestrates fake dates and high-profile engagements. Laughton allegedly confides to Elsa, "Rock is America's heartthrob, but he's got a locked diary under every pillow. Hollywood loves its giants, but it's the secrets that keep their reputations standing tall." The next man? His heartbreak became a Hollywood cautionary tale. James Dean. Midnight at Schwab's Pharmacy, 1955. Dean, leather jacket tossed carelessly over his shoulder, orders coffee with trembling hands. Laughton watches as Dean quietly slips out the back door, right into the arms of a playwright, or so the rumor goes. The whispers never stick, but the longing in Dean's eyes tells its own story. Laughton allegedly tells a friend, "Dean moves through life like a moth near flame, always drawn to what will burn him. Passion is a double-edged sword. Sometimes it cuts deepest when nobody is watching." But the next name? He wore eyeliner on and off the stage. Clifton Webb. In 1947, Clifton Webb commands a martini at the Brown Derby, surrounded by admirers, male and female alike. His tailored suits and arch sarcasm fool nobody who's really paying attention. Laughton and Webb trade Shakespeare quotes and knowing glances. The subtext is thicker than the steak. Laughton is said to have joked, "Clifton never needed a closet. He lived in a velvet-lined wardrobe." Wit can shield the heart, but it also hides 1,000 truths. The next actor on Laughton's list? His lover once wrote a dialogue for Bogart. Raymond Burr. Rain hammers the set of Perry Mason, 1958. Burr is brooding, haunted by a recent tabloid near miss. Laughton, guest directing a nearby show, notes Burr's careful choreography, always one step away from discovery. He mourns lost love in private, while publicists rewrite his biography almost monthly. Laughton allegedly confides, "Raymond plays detectives, but in real life, the clues are everywhere, just nobody dares solve the case. Solitude can be the cruelest closet of all." Next, this star made and lost fortunes for the studios, all while hiding his heart. Anthony Perkins. Imagine in 1959, Anthony Perkins is rehearsing Psycho on a chilly soundstage, his nervousness palpable. Laughton, visiting Hitchcock, senses a kindred spirit, the fear of exposure, the longing for genuine connection. Perkins dates starlets for the tabloids, but writes poetry to a man who lives out of state. In a world built on make-believe, authenticity is the rarest currency. Up next, a Hollywood power couple so famous their secrets became legend. Ramon Novarro. Picture 1931. Ramon Novarro lounges poolside, serenaded by the murmur of Art Deco fountains. Laughton, filming nearby, watches studio executives stage elaborate cover stories, an endless parade of fake fiancés and phantom parties. Novarro, quiet and spiritual, survives by fading into the background. Laughton is alleged to have said, "Ramon floats through Hollywood like incense, hard to catch, but unforgettable once you've breathed him in." The price of invisibility is loneliness. But the next star? He lived 2 lives so skillfully, even his closest friends never guessed. George Nader. On a golden afternoon in 1956, George Nader laughs off a direct question from Hedda Hopper with a practiced shrug. Laughton, seated 2 tables away, sees the flicker of panic behind the smile. Nader's career survives by strict discretion, at least until a studio feud nearly ruins everything. Laughton is alleged to have said, "George is the man studios trust to keep the real secrets safe, especially his own." In Hollywood, loyalty can be a mask. The next man? He was so convincing, he fooled the tabloids for decades. William Haynes. 1929, William Haynes cracks wise on the set of Show People, making even the surliest grips laugh. His romance with Jimmy Shields is Hollywood's worst-kept secret, but Haynes refuses to hide, paying for it with his career. Laughton, watching from the wings, admires the defiance. Laughton allegedly comments, "Billy danced through every storm. He never cared who was watching, only who loved him back." Courage has consequences, but it also carves a path for others. Up next, a leading lady who redefined what beard means in Hollywood. Marlene Dietrich, 1938. Marlene Dietrich, in tuxedo and top hat, takes Laughton's arm at a Berlin soiree, delighting in the shock it provokes. Their friendship is forged in mutual understanding. Each knows what it means to hide and perform. Dietrich collects both lovers and enemies with equal grace. Laughton is alleged to have laughed, "If Marlene is in a closet, it's only because she's redecorating it in gold lame." Sometimes being yourself is the boldest rebellion. But wait, the story isn't over yet. Charles Laughton's list is more than a roll call of hidden heartbreaks. It's a testament to the courage and craftiness required to survive in a world built on illusion. For every whispered insult, every forced denial, these stars built new ways to shine, sometimes in the shadows, sometimes under the blinding glare of fame. In their own ways, each name on Laughton's list showed that identity is never as simple as a studio bio. It's a patchwork of desire, fear, hope, and stubborn joy, stitched together in secret and carried for a lifetime. Some escaped the spotlight to live in peace. Others were never given that luxury. But the story of Hollywood is, in the end, the story of survival, one whispered truth at a time. Some details derive from secondhand set lore. Interpret at your own peril. Who would you add to Laughton's secret list? Which old Hollywood stories have you heard that you still wonder about? Drop your theories and your favorite whispered legends in the comments below. Subscribe for a new expose every week, and don't miss tomorrow's upload where we reveal the wildest studio cover-ups of the Golden Age.